Okay. First K1 man from Macedonia. Nicely through the top section of the course. I've been seeing him paddle a lot all week, and he's definitely improved a lot. I think he's having quite a good run. It's nicely down the bottom section of the course. Oh no! It's just through the last eddy. This is quite a hard course to get right all the time, especially when you're going quick. Next paddler on the course is Budejovice from Luxembourg, I think. It's gone quite a nice line so far. Does not look happy with that. And then we have Xavier Mireles from Spain, who's gone a little wide around the top bend, but managed to get it back. And nicely around through there. Just got to keep that nose in the flow. Quite a good run so far. Into second place. Then we have a Polish paddler, Kayak. Nicely through the course so far. Nice line. Oh, over the block a bit. Oh, and the next one. I'm not too sure he'll be very pleased with this one. But it's just showing just how hard this course is. Doesn't look very pleased with himself there.
Next on course, we've got Ceske Budejovice. Nice run there. A little bit bouncy from left to right, but still keeping the boat tracking down the course. Really trying to pick the rate up now to just sprint to the finish line. And into second place he goes. Christopher Massini now from Germany. Got a strong men's K1 team here this week. Little bit deep in that stopper, but still keeping the boat going. He's a very strong paddler. Just cutting the last bend enough to keep him going round, but not too much into the eddy. And now on course we have Sebastian Verhaar from the Netherlands. He's been away from international racing for a while, but he's back this week. Really trying to hone his skills on the rough. Oh, and oh, he's nearly saved that. Is he going to roll again, or is that it? No, sadly, that's what this course does to you. And now from Senegal, we have Yusuf. He's part of the ICF Canoe development team. He's doing a great job at embracing a new sport, learning how to use a river racer to its maximum, and really managing to place that boat where he needed to be. He raced at the under-23s earlier this year. Yeah, I think he's quite enjoying wildwater racing. You know, happy family that we all are. Leonardo Pontarolo, who is the son of the great Robert Pontarolo. He's got wildwater racing running through his blood. Clearly that wasn't what he was expecting to do, but you know, he's got heats 2 to go, and yeah, decides that running across the bollard is the best thing to do in that situation. But we all tackle challenges in our own way. On course now is Sergio Ruiz Paz from Spain. Another one of the upcoming Spanish contingent. Hopefully we see more Spanish paddlers in the future, and possibly some success from the Spanish team. Raf Lukker from the Netherlands. Netherlands have got a small team here, just of 3 in the men's K1 and 1 in the Masters men's K1. Relatively small team, but they're ever present at ECA Cups and the likes. And they're trying to rebuild their team, get a bit more participation there. But that was a nice run from Raf. Alberto Migliosi from Italy. Another good paddler. But when you have rivers like the Noche in Mezzana, it's kind of easy to see why they're such good paddlers. Jakub Dida on the water now from Poland. First time at a World Championships, I think. Could be mistaken, but definitely the first time that I've seen Poland at a sprint wildwater World Championships. Doing a good job there though. Obviously he had a little mistake after the rapid on the way into the course, but he's managed to pull it back and do a successful run down the course. Wouldn't say, Emma? Yeah, nodding in agreement. And on course now we have Oliver Sugar from Slovakia. Really trying to put everything into every stroke that he's making. Good run there from Oliver. Another Slovakian on the course, Lucas. Nice entry in. Little bit deep in the first stopper there that you saw, but as ever, trying to keep the boat dry, but also in the flow. Boden Malavanyi from Ukraine. Racing for his first time in men's K1. Really trying to kind of put that boat where he wants it. We just saw him in the men's C1, so he's a diverse paddler in that sense, that he can race this river in K1 and C1 and successfully make the finish line in both. Claudiu from Romania. First time racing a river racer. Most of his background, as he showed us in the opening ceremony, is river running. Big, gnarly white water in a creek boat. Jasper on course now from Germany. Trying to match that of his counterparts in the team. Really trying to fine-tune the absolute edge of the line. Nicely across the finish there with a respectable time, but needless to say, he's not very impressed with it. Nicholas from Germany. See whether he will be impressed with his lines once he gets to the finish. Problem with most river racing athletes, never pleased with the run that they've just done, even if it was the best run they did all week. Oh, just caught a little bit by the eddy there. And now on the flow all the way to the outside of the corner. Ivo from the Netherlands. The last of the Dutch paddlers that we will see in men's K1 this morning. Nice run there, but he did bang his back end on the bollard. It's a good time. Stopping his watch, make sure he's got the time that he did as well. Nicholas Zapletel from the Czech Republic, or the Beast as he calls himself. That's his Strava tag. Good run from him. Obviously, I mean, he states that he's done 500 runs on this course this year, so we expect big things from him. Very good run down there. Oh, straight into first place, as you'd expect from a local paddler. Tim Breedel from Austria. Small team here from Austria this year, but they have at least got a full men's K1 team for the team race, which is good. Nice line there, just cutting off the side of the bollard, trying to keep himself on the eddy line. He's got a lot of support from the local children running down the bank cheering at him. He might be disappointed, but the kids that were running down the bank certainly thought he was doing a good job. Marcel Blum from Germany. Just timing his strokes, just keeping that boat in the right space. Slightly more in the flow around that corner than he would have wanted, but nevertheless, very tidy run.
Next we have Jesus Rodriguez from Spain. It's a bit wide around the top corner, but pulling down nicely through the important section and nicely through the small part of the gap in the stopper there. Nicely around the last corner. Keep pulling hard to the finish line. Oh. Clock appears not to have stopped. That's an interesting one. Now we have Kilian Meersman from Belgium. Belgium's very strong paddlers. Nicely through the middle section and round the last corner. That's a nice time from the Belgian paddler. Now we have Cornel Prechner from Swiss. You can once again hear all the bells from the Swiss fans down the side of the course. Oh, he took on quite a bit of that stopper. You want to be keeping nice and dry there, but so it wasn't the best there, but the rest of the runs seem pretty good. Keeping the rate up to the finish. That was a nice run from him. Now we have Josip from Croatia. Oh no. He's gone in. Will he roll? Is he gonna roll? He's gonna try. Oh. Disappointed. They'll be disappointed with that. At least I get a second run in Heat 2. And we've got a Macedonian paddler and a lovely pink boat. Black jog, I think. Not too sure. Has had a fairly nice line down the top. Nicely past that stopper. Really nice line through the middle of the course. Putting the boat where he wants it to. Oh, okay, a little bit through the eddy there, but don't think that'll have cost him too much. It might have done now though. And now we have another Macedonian, Budejovice, who's, I want to say, probably one of the best Macedonian paddlers they've got. It's quite nice through there, a little tail tap, but I don't think that costs anyone any time. Really nicely through the last section of the course. A little bit wide around the outside of the last bend, but we're still in the flow. And we have GP's own Jacob Holmes. A very nice line down the top. I think it was a little bit wide there, but still putting the boat where he wants it to be and timing his strokes really nicely through that. That was a very nice section there from Jacob. Really nicely across that pool. Maybe a little bit not quite where he wanted to be there, but it's gone nicely around the outside, around the bend.
Now, of course, we have Eddie McIntosh. First senior worlds for Eddie McIntosh. Doing his best to perfect that inside line. Pretty nice through there. Not getting slowed at all by the big stopper. A little bit of fighting, but nice overall line there. Pushed his way all the way to the finish line. There we have Guillermo from Spain. I could say he's a staple on the world stage, ever present from Spain at World Championships. Primarily a classic specialist, but it's always up there in the sprint. Seems to have missed a paddler in the programme there. What happened to the Austrian? Maybe forgot that it was Heats 1. So we'll jump to number 22 of Jon Senk from Slovenia. Out of that thoroughbred stable. make the Slovenian magic happen. Nice line through there. A little bit in the eddy. Probably a bit slower than taking a little bit of that stopper on. Time from him overall. I mean, he's not happy with that. Maybe he's not happy because of that dive into the eddy, but who knows. Paul Winkler from Austria. Nice run there. Tapped his back end on that jump stopper. I've been a bit close to the right hand bank, but seems to have given him a good setup line for the rest of his run. Alan Porubski from Slovakia. Really using that water to aid him. Just letting the boat be pushed to where it needs to be and then powering on. Nice clean run from him. Now on course is Britain's own Freddie Brown. Good strong paddler. Turned up here on day one of training, nailed the run, and I'd be happy if that was my race run. Just timing his strokes just to keep the boat going where it needs to go. On course we have Neven Klut from Serbia. Nicely around that stopper, just dicing the eddy. Lovely line through there. Just enough stopper to not slow you down, but keep the speed in that boat. Now, as you can probably hear, is another Czech paddler in He's doing a nice line. He's he's definitely going to be happy with that one. 0.4 of a second up on his counterpart. Alex Sheffy on course now in his big Union Jack boat. Can't miss that coming down the course. Just timing his strokes. Won't be very happy with that because his nose just getting dragged towards the bollard. Those eddies just well, lucky for him, there's always heat too. Matteo Bottini from Italy. Got a high cadence there. Just trying to keep that boat, the nose of that boat light, keep it going where he wants it to go. Tias from Slovenia. Nice lines down the top section. Really keeping it close to that bollard. Just sneaking through the stopper. And then on to the last rapid for the final pull. Very good run from the Slovenian. Another Italian on course in Roberto Lenardi. Good through that top section, just keeping it on the inside of the bend. Definitely seems like the inside of the bend is the fastest route to take around the corner. Next up on course is Joren Bogarts, the first of the Bogarts to be racing today. He seems to have given up on that run, but you know, it's not over till it's over. And this is his brother, Leon Bogarts, in his beautiful purple boat. Really trying to hone the edge of that line, keep the most amount of speed in his boat, and avoid any silly little mistakes. Now from France, Luca Baron. As he announced himself, the war has now begun. They're looking for a top result here this week. And as we can hear in the background, there is a Swiss paddler on the water. Louis Claverdasher won his first senior international medal this year. He won't be happy with that, but his first half of his run was very tidy. Now we've got another Czech paddler in Jan Sindler. came across to the UK last November to compete in an ECA Cup race, was wowed by the level of British rivers. He's doing a lovely clean run there. All the Czech fans are cheering him on just on that last bend where he really needs it. Oh, good run there from Jan. I'm sure he'll be happy with that one. Now, another one of the Swiss team, Linus Bolzern. He's got fairly good medal tally as Linus in international events. Exceptionally good in the classic, and I think equally on a par with his sprinting. Maybe not today. We've got a Czech favourite on course now as well, Wojtek Matiček. Quite a unique design to his boat there, almost like blue flames running down the front of it with a Czech flag on the back. Changing cadence just to get himself across that flat pool and then power into the finish. And that's a big jump in the times. I wonder whether he can stay there or whether he's going to get pipped. Got Anja Juranka now, who was world champion last year in Sabero. Can he deliver again this week? He'll be hoping so. Seems like he can. Almost 0.3 of a second. Now, can Snidžić manage to beat his teammate to that first place qualifying out of the heats? Snidžić has been on the scene for many years. Augustin Reboul, Frenchman, with his basic but lovely boat design of maroony purple and white deck. Lovely. Really keeping that boat just on the edge of the flow, dicing with the eddy. Slightly got towed back there by the eddy as he dropped in, but re-accelerated the boat. He's not going to be happy with that at all.
Up next on the course we have the last Belgian paddler, Leo Montelet. Very good paddler, very good sprinter as well. Really nice line around the right of the big stopper. And keeping it nicely in the fur across the pool. Timing his strokes really nicely. I'm picking up the rate round the corner. Oh, just avoiding the block at the end. Into 19th place, though. And now we have the last K1 men's paddler, Maxence Bureau, an incredibly good French sprinter. Just putting the boat exactly where he wants it to be. Really nice, but oh, a little bit of a mistake there, and he's given up. Well, there's always a second run. Not sure he's very used to doing heat 2, but he's going to have to now.
And that concludes the men's K1 heats. Anzi Uranka goes through first, Wojtek goes through second, Netch in third. Heineck in fourth and Thijs in fifth. So the Slovenians have managed to get 3 of their paddlers straight through to the final.